All right, Colthart, let's talk about this floor scrubber. We'll talk about kind of the different things going on with it. Not too complicated. We'll talk about how to actually vacuum the floor and whatnot. So let's talk about your controls. So this is how it's going to look in the back area right there. You'll need to first put this down because it's going to create some of a suction. And this is where all the stuff's going to go in, like all the water, all the nasty stuff. So it needs to create some of the suction to suck the stuff off the floor. So you're going to close the reservoir here to start off with. You're going to have these little packets. Okay, this is going to be your clear packets. There's going to be a box on top of the cleaning shed in the top left corner. You'll grab these from. And you're going to pour the solution right down in there. Okay, that's as well as where you're going to feed the water hose. So we'll usually roll it up to the door over there. Just open up properly the doors, kind of roll it up to the door, bring the water hose over, fill up that water hose on the side right here. This is where you're going to be able to tell what the water level is. So right now the water level is down here, and we'll usually fill it all the way up to the top. Okay, so that's how you're going to fill it up. The controls to get it out of there, obviously this is where you're going to turn it on at. Okay, this is going to be your battery indicator. We'll usually run the battery all the way down to dead. That way we don't wear out the batteries too much, and then we'll replug it in as needed. So if it's not worn all the way down, don't plug it back in. But if it obviously is a little low, you might have to stop midway through and plug it in. And usually it'll charge up pretty quickly in about 10 minutes or so. It'll get you the rest of the way. This is going to be your forward and backwards control. That's pretty straightforward. So just like this, just like a lawnmower, if I pull down, it's going to go forward. Go back, it's going to pull it back. This is going to be your speed controls. That's pretty straightforward. You got turtle and rabbit. We don't, the kind of indicator's kind of worn out on it. Just turn it all the way down to start off with, and then as you go, you can turn up a little bit at a time. That way you can determine what speed you want. The first time you use it, definitely go slower than you think you need to, because going around these nooks and crannies can be a little difficult if you're going too fast. From here, this is going to be your suction hose. This is what's going to suction the stuff off the ground. And then you got the floor pad in the front. Okay, this is going to be your squeegee. You're going to take this on and off. So what you'll do here is you're going to take this squeegee. You got these pieces right here. Just obviously just butt them up. You don't have to loosen up these knobs to get it up in there. Okay, you're going to work it underneath those washers. Loosen this up a little more. All right. Once you're there, you just need to tighten them up. All right, and as you get done, you'll need to take the squeegee off and clean it off when you go clean out at the end of the night. To get the vacuum started, all you gotta do is take this switch here and you're gonna drop it up like so. This did raise up and down, but the little strap thing broke, so now it just stays in this down position. So as you kind of move around, if you need, once you go to pick it up, you're gonna take the squeegee off, that way the thing doesn't drag the ground. But this is how you get the vacuum started. All right, you're gonna make sure this hose as well is hooked up on here. All right, because that's also where the suction is going to come from. The squeegee is going to capture the water and it's going to suck up through this hose into that reservoir. Okay. From there, this foot pedal right here, that's going to drop the brush in the front. All right. From there, you'll kind of hear it click on for a second once I go forward. All right, and that's where we'll go from there. All right. So as you go, you'll suck up the water. Take it nice and slow. If you go on this side, you'll see this got this little spin wheel. You need to start off in a counterclockwise fashion, because when you go to hit kind of towards the walls and stuff like that, it will actually kind of brush up against the wall and not tear up the walls. So start off in counterclockwise fashion, and then if you want to reverse direction, you can after so long, but just start off in counterclockwise, all right? So that's how you're going to use it. Before you do that or after that, you need to make sure you brush the corners of the room, get all that dirt, because it's not going to get all the crannies like around the posts and the corners of the room. You have to go and hand squeegee some of those little areas. And then once you're done, all right, you're gonna roll it out through the back door. Just pop open back doors. You'll kind of roll it over that little threshold onto the cement right there. But turn it clockwise, all right, like so, kind of turn it to the side. From here, you'll take this thing. This is what's gonna empty out the reservoir, all right? So you'll turn that knob, all right, and then from there that water will start kind of gushing out and completely gush out of there, all right? And then once it's good, you can just, what I usually do is keep that on the ground until the meantime. Water went out there. I usually will keep that just on the ground. I'll open this up. You'll completely clean out this reservoir, all right? There's gonna be a hole in that back corner. That's where all that water is gonna flush out of, like so. All right, you can see how that water flush out that back hole back there. Just clean that out nice and good. Then as well as there's a hole in this top right corner, right? Just kind of put that water hose in there, and that'll backwash that vacuum hose as you do it. Okay, and then lastly, you'll take that squeegee off, clean off that squeegee to set on top. Then you'll park in that back thing, open back up the reservoir, and let this air out. All right. Hopefully that kind of breaks it down. If you don't feel comfortable, I'm going to show you in person, or me and Kel can show you in person a little bit more. Oh. Going. Huh?
Right, it won't go in reverse if you.
No,
have
it won't go in reverse.
Oh.
Are you still filming right now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So obviously, if you go to transition from across the floor, it's not going to clean the turf, so don't clean the turf. That's really important. If I forgot to tell you that. Don't clean the turf. You're just going to clean the rubber. If you want to go across the floor, so I get going to clean this side, I'm going to transition to the other side of the room. Make sure you lift the brush. Okay. You turn off the vacuum and just roll it nice and slow across the turf, because that squeegee is going to be rubbing across. And then obviously you can start on the other side as well. All right. Another tidbit I can give you is don't go too far where the bikes are, because that rubber is so short, it's going to bubble up on you. So you don't want that to happen. So just stop short of those bikes and just make that U-turn right through here. All right, I know it's kind of a lot of information for you right now. If you need to show you this in person a little bit more, we can show you in person. Okay.